Okay, so in this case, we want to calculate the molecular weight and then the percent by mass of oxygen for each molecule. So molecular weight is the sum of the atomic weights for each of these examples. So for potassium permanganate, we'll use our handy periodic table and look for each of the elements. So potassium has an atomic weight of 39.10, plus manganese, which is 54.94, plus 4 times 16.00 for the oxygen. We'll plug all those into our calculator and get 157.95 grams per mole. So to calculate the atomic mass percent is how much of this mass corresponds to oxygen. So in that case, we will include the mass for oxygen divided by the total mass, 157.95 grams, multiplied by 100 to get us into a percent value, and we're going to have 40.52%. So what about for calcium phosphate? Now in this case, we need to remember that we don't actually know what the chemical formula is this. So we'll have calcium Ca2+, phosphate is PO4 3-, so we'll have calcium 3 PO4 2. So there are 2 phosphates for 3 calciums here, and so the molecular weight will be calculated this way. Calcium weighs 40.08 grams per mole. Now, there are 2 phosphates, or phosphorus atoms, because there is these parentheses says that there are 2. The mass of that is 30.98 grams per mole, plus 8 oxygens, and that equals 310.2 grams per mole. So from here we can calculate the percent mass, or the percent oxygen. So it is 8 times 16 divided by 310.20 times 100. In this case, we get 41.26%. What about for this last one? It's a little bit different. And so in this case, we want to be able to know how many all of these are. So you'll notice that these elements are separated out a little differently, but we can total up how many carbons, how many hydrogens, and how many oxygens there are. So there are 1, 2, plus 5. We have 7 carbons. There are 3 plus 11 is 14 hydrogens. And there are just 2 oxygens. So we'll calculate the atomic mass. 7 times 12.01 for carbon, plus 14.1 times 1.01 for hydrogen, plus 2 times 16.00 for oxygen. When we add those up, we get 130.21 grams per mole. So what is the percent by mass of oxygen here? So we take our 2 times 16, divide that by our total mass, 130.21, multiply that by 100, and we get 24.58% oxygen.